President, Master Executive Council, President for United Airlines, who proudly represents the 24,000 plus flight attendants. I started my career in 1983 at an airline called Continental Airlines in Newark. I proudly represented all flight attendants when I took this job as Master Executive Council President, because I know that we have flight attendants at United Airlines that are ready to work and achieve the greatest heights to make United Airlines #1 in the industry again. Since the days of 9/11, when this country was attacked and our airline was attacked, we have worked and clawed our way back through bankruptcies, cutbacks, stagnant workforces, to rise again to a healthy airline and a healthy United Airlines place in the aviation industry. And we are not going to sit back and watch that attacked by unfair competition from the Gulf carriers. There are those that have said we've made a remarkable comeback from where we were. People said that this merger, when it happened 7 years ago, and it went through all the ups and downs, couldn't survive. Well, we have survived, and we now speak as one voice as United Airlines. We come here on Sunday leading our families because we are your friends, your families, your next door neighbors, and we ask you to have our backs as we have the traveling public's back. All we're asking for is a level playing field. A playing field where we can compete against any airline in this world. We have the 86,000 workers at United Airlines that can compete, but we need the level playing field. And this is not a level playing field. The Emirates Athens flight that starts tonight and lands here around 10 o'clock. This is just the beginning. This is the latest threat, not only to United, but to the U.S. airline aviation jobs in general. For each flight that they operate, economists have said that that would cost close to 1,500 American jobs. This flight is a flight that doesn't sustain profitability working all year round. But they chose this flight as a test of our government, whether our government is going to stand up and fight for American workers and fight for American jobs. The governments of the United Arab Emirates and Qatar have provided enormous subsidies to their state-owned carriers. Subsidies that we could not compete with. When you're talking about $50 billion over a decade, those are subsidies that the normal airline industry can't compete with. And we're asking for the public to stand behind us and ask your government officials. It doesn't matter if they have a D or an R behind their name. Stand up for American workers. The Gulf carriers would not be commercially viable with these flights. They're creating an uneven global playing field. For each flight that they take away, it's not like they're bringing more visitors into this country. There's been studies to show that these flights aren't increasing tourism. They're taking passengers away from U.S. carriers. They're lowering our share of the marketplace. And when they lower our share of the marketplace globally, it's no stopping them, because if they get the green light, this is just the beginning. They're going to add flights, and we're going to have to decrease flights. We decrease flights, we decrease domestic flights. This is going to harm and hurt American aviation industry, and we have to stand up and say no. These Middle East carriers are looking at these lucrative U.S. markets. They're operating flights that don't have the passenger growth on them to sustain profitability. These aren't even airlines in my term of framing to think of what this is. open skies was meant to be. We are here today to urge the U.S. government, open formal talks